Hi, it's Stu, and this video is just a quick next week's TBR, or really my journey home. I've extended my stay a couple of days. Getting a little bit sick, and so I have some reading that I will be doing today because today's a reading day, and then I have some travel reading to do. And so just for my own self, to keep the routine and habit, I've decided to kind of make a TBR, which really is to think about and prioritize which books. I've hauled a lot of books, but also there's a lot of books on my shelf. And also there was books that just came off of hold on my Libby shelf. So I wanted to kind of look at all of that and decide what I was really going to prioritize reading for the next few days to a week. So I'm just going to talk about that briefly in this quick little video. And I don't have all of the books, and I don't edit my videos, at least not yet. So I'm not going to put the book cover edited onto the video screen for the couple of books that are actually on my Libby shelf. I'll talk more about that in a second. So I have picked four books to read in the next, days to a week. I'm giving myself 4 books in a week because today's a reading day, but tomorrow I have a lot of social engagement, probably no reading at all, and then travel reading. So I wanted to just give myself this whole week to read these 4 books. The first I've already started listening to. This is a book that I might listen to all of it. We'll see. I have yet to listen to an entire audiobook. I usually intermingle reading and listening, but we shall see. And that is How Much of These Hills is Gold. This book is beautiful. The writing style is beautiful. It's a little difficult for me. It's the reason I'm listening to it because font is really too small for me to read, probably without reading glasses. Even as I'm sitting here in natural light. So yeah, anyway, this book was a little hard to engage in audio. So I'm going to continue to give it a chance. It's about siblings, and it's about siblings and their fight to survive and how they encounter the landscape and in the end of the American Gold Rush. It's a very Western American landscape, descriptive, and this sort of like in the way that books that attempt this do, in a very sentimental but harsh reality, a lot of hardship in these siblings' lives, and how they lean on each other and survive. So keeping with the siblings, at least, on my shelf just became available a few days ago, Sally Rooney's Intermezzo. And this is the only book that I have read so far, that I will have read actually, so far, that I don't actually have the physical copy of. I just knew that I wanted to give Sally Rooney a try. I tend to I have liked the Irish authors that I found throughout my life. So Sally Rooney being one of the major Irish authors publishing in contemporary times, I wanted to give Intermezzo a try. And so I know that it also covers siblings and grief, but in a different time and place, of course. So I thought that would be, as it came available, a great book to read. And I'll actually be reading at the same time, as I'm mostly only going to listen to How Much of These Hills is Gold, and I will read the digital Sally Rooney book. Also came available off hold on my shelf was The Women. I put it on hold because I noticed that The Women, by the way, by Kristen Hanna. I have 2 Kristen Hanna books on my physical shelf. The Women is one of them. It looks like a book whose font I can read, and will be excited when I get back to actually pull it off and read some of the physical book. But I put it on my hold shelf in Libby because I noticed that it's a big book, and I was putting it off, and it was coming up a lot that I was going, I should read The Women. Could it fit in this which TBR would it fit in. It could have fit nicely in any of my women's history TBRs, but I was putting it off, and I think because it's got a lot of pages. I think Sally Rooney Intermezzo is a long book too. So I decided to it's now off hold. So it told me, go ahead and prioritize reading this book. The fourth book, which may or may not be needed, as I just said, there's some really big books I'm endeavoring, is this Ellen Hilderbrandt's The 5-Star Weekend. I don't know how it really fits into this, like, I don't know what the thread of connection will be of these 4 books. I'll have to read them first because I didn't think of it up front. I just put, like, what I pulled is just basically what came available to me, again, off my Libby shelf. So for the most part, that's what this TBR is. This is about self-discovery, and I think this is more light and lighthearted. So I think after reading these other books that are not light and lighthearted, this is what I guessed and hoped will be a more light and lighthearted read, to kind of, balance some of the harshness and heaviness of the stories told in the other 3 books that I chose. So I think that I will round out this reading week with, with one of my just very, very recent hauls, and then get back home and look at what's on my shelf and start thinking about what's next after this TBR. So yay.